So to put the keyway in my plastic gear, I put it in the milling part of my lathe, and I put a little wee end mill cutter in there. Let's see, it's a 3/16 cutter, which fit this keyway just about perfect. It fit it just about the perfect width. So I used calipers and calipered that compared to this side, and it was about 100 thousandths difference. So that's about 100 thousandths deep. So what I'm going to do is I touched the bottom of this hole real easy. I centered it up the best I could, touched the bottom of the hole, and then backed it out. I took this and wound it up about 80 thousandths. I figured, you know, about 80, leave a little bit for because I got to go in there with a file and square it up anyway. So I went in through it, brought it up, and just simply went back through it, let it cut real slow and easy until it come out the other side. So now that's in there. So now I'll find the littlest file I have and go in there and square this up and compare it to the other one and just do the rest by hand. Then I'm going to put it on a lathe and check it out and see if it works. So now you can see I have a hole through there that you could never drill. Now I've seen some people, I could have took a piece of wood and turned it on a lathe till it just fit snug in there and then center punched it, but this was the best way with the little milling thing. And this is my little milling attachment. You get this part here, the base you have to make up on your own, and I used just aluminum I had. I needed 2 pieces to get it up higher where I wanted it, and I had that. So this milling thing, I just looked on eBay, and you can get them for like $70. I think it was $69 free shipping. And for the aluminum, anytime you need good aluminum, other stuff, aircraft bolts are the best you can buy. I go through Aircraft Spruce and Specialty Company. And I think this book, I ain't sure if I got it free or had to pay a couple bucks, but it has not only aircraft, but it has a lot of bolts, cotter pins, plastic. See, there's stock rods, plastic rods, just, man, everything you could think of. Just on and on. And you can look at their site, and on the back they have a place west in California, one in Georgia, and one in Canada. And here's the thing, www.aircraftspruce.com. And when I was flying, I ordered a lot of stuff from them. I got a lot of my stuff. And like tubing for fuel lines, the best you can get's in here, whatever size you want. And I really highly recommend their getting stuff from them. And then over here, I'm done with the milling. So over here, I have my regular compound I'm ready to put back on. And since I use fluid on this compound, when I take this off, there's always some under here and it rusts. I've sprayed grease on it, put grease on it, everything, it still does it. So I said, I'm going to try something different. So you can see I'm ready to put it back on, and underneath I put a gasket. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this gasket, and this is that paper stuff I always talk about that I really like. You can get it at Auto Parts instead of cork or anything. This stuff, it's a little thicker, but it really works good. What I'm going to do is take this little gasket I made, and I think it's 2 1/4, 2.5 inches wide. Yeah, I think it's 2.5. So I laid it out, made a circle, cut it out, and then I cut out for the middle part this that goes down in there to really hold it. And before I put it on and put it back together, what I'm going to do is take oil and rub on both sides of this and let it soak in. Then I'll put it down and see if that helps, because I don't like that when I take it off and there's rust under here. Even though my fluid has that white stuff in it that it's not supposed to corrode stuff. It's still moisture and it wants to rust that under here. The rest of it I wipe up and I oil, but under here doesn't get any oil, so I'm going to do that with it. Then the next thing will be, I'm going to come in here, take this plastic gear off. Once I get the keyway done, I'm going to put it on and see how good it runs. And I won't start it and check it ahead of time. I'll film it when I first turn it on and see how smooth it did, see how my job come out. The new gear is on. Looking at my original gear, and I put it up beside it and laid it on it and looked at it. It looked like I had mine made just about perfect. And as I said before, I see guys taking this little square thing here and putting a wrench on and turn it. You do that to set it up initially. Once you have it set, you put a screwdriver under this little keeper, tap it up, and that gear will come off. Now I had to take the pulley off and I had to lower these gears for my drive. So I put them all back, got it all ready to go. I'm putting a belt tension on, and this is the first run. Sounds great, no noise. It's driving the gears down here for my threading and cutting. Put the feet on. It's going. Let's see what else. Threading thing. I got that backwards. I got it done reverse. But it works. Wow, that's amazing. I completely made that. And I thought my teeth looked pretty kind of sharp. They're just a hair sharper than theirs. But I looked on theirs and I'll tell you what, they're sharper than that metal one. But all in all, need to put a little oil on it. It's ready to go. I would say this project was long and rather difficult getting there, but I would say it's a total success. So I'm going to take my original gear, put it in the cupboard for an extra one, and I'm running on mine and see how it does. But wow, that's unbelievable to think he even made the plastic for it. When I ran that, my feed was going backwards. So I come over and looked, I'm like, I did something wrong because I had it on forward. The switch was on forward. Here I had put my drive teeth on the plastic gear. It needs to be back here on this little gear, this big one right here. I already had 2 gears running off the plastic one. So now let's try it and see how it does. Yeah, it's going the way it should now. And there's my threading. And it's running good. Put a little bit of oil on it. That's Mobil 1. It'll stay on good. So I got a little bit on it. Running great. And you can see when you have this set up proper, it's not got that much of a banging or a lot of noise. And when the cover's on it, it'll sound even better. So my gear is going to stay on there. I'm going to make sure it's going to last, but it should. And all in all, a complete success. Until the next project.